tell this story step by step like my grandfather, but, and I've different times, because he was saying that, call him Bloomington, Texas for a while, and that got me confused. But there's a story about how our family lived in New York and Pennsylvania and lived a certain way, and then something happened, and some groups decided to go one way, and disavow the other groups that had to leave. And then they left to Indiana, but they had made an agreement that they were not to proceed, that the people who stayed behind were not to proceed beyond Pennsylvania. And, his whenever we talked about the Indian days, he always pointed out that things have not much changed. People lived in a certain organization, they completed different tasks, and for a large part, people, the usual soap opera of life was basically the same. And, but anyway, I was hearing about Elizabeth Warren being Delaware, and I'm with everybody who thinks that she made that up. But what might have given her the courage to give that up would be someone like me, and or to make that up, would be someone like me, and courage is not always a good thing. Yeah, because you look around Indiana, you've got Delaware names on a lot of the stuff, Muncie, Indiana, that kind of stuff. And, but you've also got, the way things are, filtered through how white people understood it, how half-asses and universities have written it down. When you look at how things are being talked about. And when you go back to your grandfather's stories, you got to sort through all the stuff that you may have mentioned to somebody at school and they told you that you were talking to a crazy person. So, that's how, but you look around and there are certain beats within it that just resonate with what is around, what you see, what doesn't stop. And when you see the things match up, things that don't stop, you know that things have always been the same. And tides of people have come before, he always told me. Though whether they came over us here or in Siberia, but there's no difference. Anyway, my agenda, but yeah, totally, you're dealing with a lot of idiots all the time, and it doesn't help to be one. So, unless it does, seriously, does it really hurt? I don't think it makes much difference. It's going to be, I think a lot of this stuff that's being talked about right now, as far as how much political impact it's going to have in a couple of years, I think it's going to have surprisingly little. Really, to be honest with you, I think you could say a lot worse, and it would have. But that, and I see it in the next presidential election. We call her Pocahontas, that kind of stuff. Well, speaking on behalf of an actual, as an actual Indian guide, quit slandering Pocahontas.